Hello and welcome to the Extra Point Show. I am your host, Nick Rice. The NFL's greatest team season has featured some incredible games, but Week 13 of the season featured the game of the year from Arrowhead in Kansas City. 1998 Broncos, 2019 Chiefs. With 946 yards of offense and 10 touchdowns, this goes down as the game of the year between Denver and Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes threw for 370 yards, but that still wasn't enough for the Kansas City Chiefs as their defense completely falls apart and gives up 41 points to the surging Broncos, who improved to 8-4 with a marquee division win, 41-38. 2011 Texans, 1999 Jaguars. Jacksonville was 7 for 9 on third downs against Houston and did return a kickoff for a touchdown too. They were terrific in all three phases, including Carnell Lake in the defense, as the safety picks off the pass of Matt Schaub with the Texans driving down late in the game. With the win, the Jaguars still have a sliver of hope for the postseason with 4 weeks left in the year. 89 49ers, 2013 Seahawks. Russell Wilson had a perfect passer rating in the Seattle win, but the story was the 49ers' Joe Montana, who was basically perfect for the entire fourth quarter. He engineered 2 consecutive scoring drives, got the ball back down 7 late, and had a chance to do it again, but the Legion of Boom finally clamped down on a 4th and 12 late in the game. San Francisco racked up 445 yards, and if they keep this up, the offense should win basically every game the rest of the way. The Seahawks win it 31-24. Joe Montana was pretty good, but this next guy was just a little bit better and earned one of my 2 game balls for Week 13 of the year. So the first Charger 95 game ball belongs to wideout Michael Irvin. 5 catches, 172 yards and 3 touchdowns in a marquee road win against the 86 Giants. Michael Irvin is the new receiving yards leader in the league with 995 yards this season. Cincinnati safety David Fulcher, the defensive player of the week with 7 tackles and interception return from Rodney Peete for a touchdown. He was sensational in the home win against Detroit. And while the conditions were sloppy, rainy, and chilly and wet, this was a game where David Fulcher shined, and the Bengals knock out Detroit 28-14. So as you can see, Detroit has no chance for the playoffs at 0-12, but the rest of the NFC North is very much alive for the division title. Green Bay visits Chicago this Sunday. Meanwhile, Minnesota has the NFC North lead courtesy of head-to-head tiebreakers. This division appears to come down to the final week of the year, but that game in Chicago looms large in the NFC North. Meanwhile, in the AFC North, this entire division could get wrapped up this weekend. Pittsburgh visits Cleveland on Thursday. With the Steelers win coupled with a Cincinnati loss at Minnesota this week, the Steelers would clinch the AFC North at 9-4. Baltimore still alive, technically, but the 2000 Ravens have got to win out to have any shot for the postseason. Meanwhile, in the AFC, if the playoffs started today, the 2007 Patriots, who were the 5 seed last week, would clinch the conference's number 1 overall seed after their win against Miami on Sunday. The Broncos would also earn a first-round bye. Meanwhile, another 8-4 team would have to play in the wild card round. That is the 78 Steelers. The Colts have the AFC South at the 4 seed, with Miami and Buffalo having the 2 wild card spots as of today. Meanwhile, the NFC, despite the loss this week to Seattle, San Francisco still has the number 1 seed in this conference. Carolina, Minnesota, and Dallas round out the division leaders, with the 85 Bears and the 99 Rams currently in the wild card spots, but they are just tiebreakers ahead of a number of other teams in the NFC. We With just 4 weeks remaining in the regular season, only one team has been eliminated from the playoffs. That is the 91 Detroit Lions. But a lot of teams are going to get crossed off that list this weekend. Week 14 of the year features some incredible football games. This is the complete Week 14 slate beginning Thursday in Cleveland between the 78 Steelers and the 87 Browns. That is one of 5 division games for this week of the year, with Sunday Night Football featuring the 17 Eagles and the 86 Giants. Then on Monday night, out of the NFC West, Arizona visits San Francisco. Let's take a look at the top 3 games for Week 14 of the season. 96 Packers, 85 Bears. Green Bay began the season with a humiliating performance against Chicago, losing the game 28-7 at Lambeau. That was part of an 0-3 start to the year, and the Packers looked done. Since then, they've gone 7-2, and this season can go full circle with a win against the 85 Bears this weekend. The forecast is 42 degrees and sunny skies from Soldier Field for an NFC North clash featuring the Packers and the Bears. 2015 Panthers, 2007 Patriots. Just about everybody picked the Patriots to be deep in the playoff picture right now, and at 8-4 they certainly are. But very few could have imagined Carolina would share their same record at 8-4, and the Panthers are rolling in the NFC South. Newton has played well, but Brady's been significantly better. In fact, he is a very strong MVP candidate with a league-high 3,545 yards this season. It should be cold and rainy in Foxborough on Sunday. 1990 Bills, 2019 Chiefs. On the heels of one of the most exciting games in league history, Mahomes and the Chiefs have got to rebound at home against Buffalo this week. This is a showdown between 2 of the greatest offenses and 2 of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Kelly currently has the fewest interceptions thrown this season with 6. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes is on the heels of a 370-yard passing clinic against Denver last week. 2 of the top 8 scoring offenses in the league and 2 of the best teams in protecting the quarterback too. What a football game we've got in store from Arrowhead between the 7-5 Bills and the 5-7 Chiefs. And that concludes Week 13 of the Extra Point Show. Until next time, visit DreamSeasonFootballLeague.com. That is DreamSeasonFootballLeague.com for all stats, highlights, news, and analysis of everything going on in the greatest team season. Until next week, I am Nick Rice, and this has been the Extra Point.